Hi guys and welcome back. This is Average Trainer Pokemon Wi-Fi Battles, and today we have a match against Andre. This is our invaluable rematch. Andre was a bit sour after the last loss he had, so he wasn't really feeling that. It was a close match. It wasn't really a close match, and he wanted to have a stab at me again. And I said, sure. He didn't mind if bring the same team. I didn't feel like switching it up this time, so I left in my same team, and he went ahead and bring some different mons to the battle. You know my team already, which is Bandit Pidgeot, Saw Off, which is Scarf Sawok, Torterra, Vaporeon, Special Defensive Heatran, and Mega Gardevoir. He has today a Talonflame, a Infernape, probably Bandit, probably Scarf. Went in ahead thinking that Porygon Z, Porygon 2, the Porygon family is in the house, and also the Eevee's family in the house with Espeon and Vaporeon of his own. So without further ado, guys, let's get in the match and see how this thing went down. Andre, the rematch. Well, I lead off with my Pidgeot this time around. He goes into his Vaporeon. I go for the Brave Bird, Bandit Brave Bird, to see how much it does to the Vaporeon currently at this point in time. It does a lot of damage. I was very much impressed. He goes for the Aqua Ring, thinking he could take that Brave Bird, but that Brave Bird is a solid 2 KO, even with the Aqua Ring recovery. So I go for the second Brave Bird, wasting no time with Pidgeot. He's putting in the work, and Pidgeot secures the first kill for the team. I'm up 5-6, and I'm looking pretty good. He is in a bit of a pickle now. He goes into his defensive Porygon 2. Shiny defensive Porygon 2. Shiny! It looks pretty cool, shiny. I was really pretty much impressed. I think this is the first time I'm seeing shiny Porygon. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it's pretty cool nonetheless. I go into my Saw, knowing I can lift any hit from the Porygon 2, and I retaliate with a close combat. I see that close combat does a lot to the Porygon 2. And he goes for the toxic, going for the status, thinking he could outspeed my Sawak, but my Sawak is basically faster than him. So he realizes that at this point that my Sawak is pretty much scarfed or banded. He didn't know which one it was at the point in time. I'm scarfed, sorry to say, and I take out the Porygon 2 without any issues. Sawk is poisoned in the retaliation of taking out Porygon 2, but Sawak is in there just to cause damage and nothing more. Now, I said I can save my Sawak for his Porygon Z, so I opted to take him out of the battle at this point in time, going to my Vaporeon to resist both his to soak up that Brave Bird damage and soak up that Flare Blitz damage, if any he do any of the two. So he sees how much Brave Bird does, and he doesn't like that amount, and he opts to go for the Sword Dance. I can take another one of those. I have to go for the Scald. The Scald does a lot to the Talonflame, and he goes for his final Brave Bird, thinking it if it could take it out. I think I could have took another one, but I realized it was a critical hit. No, not critical hit. Because of the +2, he takes me out. And I was like, really? Really, Talonflame? You're going to do this? I was so disappointed, but I lose my Vaporeon in the process. I go back out to my Sawak. I go for the Stone Edge after the double down. I get a hefty off of the Espeon, but as you know, I lose my Sawak because he hits me with a Psychic and takes me out. He had a better play with his fastest mon after the double down. For him, I go for the return, and I take out the Espeon, knowing that my Pidgeot is pretty much faster than Espeon in every way. and expanded, so I can take care of it any way you look at it. Porygon C gets the download. I'm not having none of that. I know these things run Thunderbolt just as much as Porygon 2. I go into Heatran to soak up the Porygon 2's Thunderbolt, but he opts to go for the Tread attack, and I take that just as well. But I get the Power Hat. So I was like, really? Really? And then he starts nasty plotting on me, and I was like, oh, I'm not having none of this. I'm not having none of this. I go for the Toxic to get the residual damage, and he goes for the Psychic after the nasty plot. It doesn't do as much as I tell you. I'm sensitive with Heatran, but I don't want to stay in there. So I don't want him staying there with that nasty plot. Sorry, roar him out. Or roar him out into the best thing, the worst thing can possibly roar him out into, which is his Infernape. And at this point in time, I'm thinking if it's Scarf, I'm thinking if it's Bandit. I don't want to take anything from that. And I go into my Torterra. No, he will go for another close combat. He goes for the close combat. I wanted to gauge and see if this was Bandit damage or not. After I realized how much damage it did to Torterra, I figured it had to be Bandit, not Scarf, so that was good information for me to know. No, but I can't stay in there with my Torterra anymore. But I don't want to switch out to Heatran, so I let my Torterra die there. And he gets a critical hit. Them crits, man. Them crits. So I go into my Gardevoir. I told you before, this is a pretty much a faster Gardevoir than the regular bulky variant of Mega Gardevoir, and I go directly out for the Psychic, but he opts to go for the Thunder Punch. At this point in time, I was saying, is he faster than me? But that did too much damage. I was kind of confused here. I didn't know if he was Scarf, didn't know if he was Bandit, but he could have been both. But we might never know. So I take him out with a Psychic. He goes into Porygon 2, gets the attack rage with the download. I opt to go for the Focus Blast, and he sees that not coming, not out of left field, correctly taking out the Porygon 2 and securing me the second win with Andre. Andre, I thank you for 2 battles we had. I crushed your soul both times. Come for the rematch. You know, I got the hair on my chest. Come at me, bro, each and every time. But as always, guys, thanks for watching the videos. I really appreciate that. I also appreciate it if you would subscribe to the channel and also leave a like, maybe a comment section of YouTube. You know, that's an idea. But thanks so much, guys, for watching. I was training Pokemon Wi-Fi battles, and I'll catch you on the flip side. Peace.